Hello my friends, how are you doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sherry and my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. Welcome to my craft room, and I'm here today to do a flip through of the bird journal I've been working on. So please come and join me for a quick flip through today. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed making this journal, and when you see this video it will be in my Etsy shop, which I will have linked below. So this is the bird journal where I've been working with this fabric cover here on this journal, and we used I will link my junk journal playlist below because this is where I have all the videos where I was working on this on video. And this is the cover that we used, the craft bubble package from Amazon, you know, the craft color one, not the white one. And so those are I think they're just so I mean, when I see them come in the mail, I just like, you know, I save all of those, especially because I just think they're so cool. So it is a little bit of a, can you hear that? Has a little bit of a crinkle that we all love. And so on this, I use that fabric, which is kind of like an upholstery fabric, this bird. You know, it has postmarks and things on it like this, like a postcard carte postal here. And I have the lace on the spine. It's a 5 pamphlet stitch. And here's what the back looks like. It almost looks like a collaged fabric, you know, with the different you know, items and graphics here on the fabric, and you've got, you know, just lots of cool stuff here in colors. I really love this. I brought a bunch of fabric home this day, and I picked out this one first to make a journal first with because I just loved it so much. So anyway, I also have a bookmark that is, I'll show you when we get into it, but I have it hanging out here with some beads and a bronze cross with a little, it has little gems in there. Let me show you. It has little gems, kind of almost, no, there's a gem in the middle, and I guess it's just a little sparkly. I can't, oh, there's a gem, looks like there's a gem up here at the top. I guess there's one in each end is what it is from what I can see in this light, and there's one in the middle. You've got the beads, and then this is one of those like shepherd hook bookmarks, and it's also kind of a bronze, kind of brassy color, and it's metal. I'll show you the rest of it when we get inside, but I have a tie closure here where I wrinkled some bias tape, and I have it running through the journal cover, like inside, so that it's nice and sturdy. And then I have what I'm calling a journal luggage tag here that I made on one of my Tag Tuesdays. So it's just a little piece of fabric that flips up, and you can put your whatever you want here, you know what I mean? So those were just fun little simple tags I made one Tag Tuesday, and it was just, I thought they were so cute. So let's get inside. You know, we'll do a quick flip through here. So this is the goodie bag where I used a piece of wallpaper and made a nice envelope here. So whoever gets this will have this nice wallpaper envelope to do what they want with. And, you know, I just sewed it together and put some goodies, and we'll go through that in a minute. But yeah, I used that fabric on the inside of the journal too. Oh, and by the way, this little journal luggage tag is just on here. I sewed this tab on here, and see, there's the stitching on the back. And it's just a little loop made out of this same bias tape here, where I have a D-ring here that would just slip off, and then you can leave it on here. You can put it anywhere you want, if you know what I mean. So in this little, I used this trim for the pockets in the front and the back cover. I just ran it through here, and see where I'm talking about the closure here runs under the fabric, so you can't see it on the inside. It's all stitched and glued and everything under there, so it's nice and sturdy. And then in this pocket here, I have a tag made from like I think this is from my nature book, and just made some tag out of some, I made this tag out of the book pages from that. I think there's a couple collaged together here, a couple of pages, you know, scraps and things. And then this is a pocket that you can put somewhere. It's made from a vintage postcard that was never used. You can see it here. And then I sewed some vellum on the front here. And in here I have, I think I put a piece of paper in here to cover up the postcard. And this is the vellum that I made a little thumb hole here. And that's a little pocket that you can put somewhere. Or you can write on the back. So this first page here is 2 pieces of scrapbook paper that I put together for a big pocket. But I did put a little book plate here that I made myself because I have a few different book plates, but they just didn't look. I tried them here. It just didn't look right, so I decided to make, my own that would match the journal and coordinate with the journal more. So I used some of the scrapbook paper from the paper pad that I was using in here. And you can see how it matches. And it's all double-sided scrapbook paper, so when you flip open, you see the other side here of that scrapbook paper. And the colors here are light enough to write on. Then I used the bird or nature book and made a little layered, picture here with the book page. And I did put a little tag or tab here, or like a label that you could write on right here with a piece of that scrapbook paper that I layered under here. So I thought that came out nice. I like the flip down instead of the flip up there. It just came out really nice, I thought. So in this page, it's double-sided, so it's pretty inside in this pocket. And I've made I think at least two of these journal cards in here out of a children's book, and it was book pages. And I think this one, the cover was messed up, so I just used the book pages. They're backed on file folders sewn around. I used some scraps here to make a little topper. And it was a book about baby animals, so you've got the mamas and the babies on all the pages. So it was a super cute book, but I couldn't use the cover, so I just decided to use the pages like that. So we've got all kinds of a variety of pages in here. Here's a shorter one. This is vintage. And then here's some ledger with a flip out and some pretty crochet trim there to decorate that flip out. Here's the book And so while I was working on this journal, I received in the mail some junk mail, and it was this triple kind of fold out thing that I received. And I thought, I've got to try to make something out of this for my journal here and use some of this pretty paper. And so I've made these in different ways. And so this one, I've made it where the paper went all the way across over the folds and everything. And I liked it, but I wasn't thrilled with it, you know what I mean? So this one, I decided to use separate pieces of paper. So I cut separate pieces of paper for each, and they're coordinating. They're from a digital wallpaper kit from Creative Fabrica, which I am affiliated with, and we'll link that below in case you'd like to check that out. But yeah, it was a digital wallpaper set, and I really just became a member of that program and have used it a little bit, and I wanted to see what the wallpaper was like, so I printed some out, and this is what it looks. This particular set, they have a lot, several different sets, of course. They have thousands of digitals on there, but yeah, I wanted to see what it looked like, and I thought it turned out really pretty with the different lavenders and things, and it went well with the color of these journals too. And then I put coffee dyed paper on this side. I did the same thing where I cut out individual sheets for each panel. So I think that came out really neat, and I think I will continue to do that if I receive any more of those like triple little advertising things that you get in the mail sometimes. So yeah, that was a fun little thing. And then here's some of that scrapbook paper. This is a envelope front that I received from Maria, and in here I have an index card that's decorated. Let's see, this is up right here. I made a little banner out of faux postage stamps here. There's some doily, just some collaging there. And yeah, that was an index card, so that's in that pocket. So also, when I've been kind of moving things around here in my craft room, straightening up my papers and rearranging my papers in my closet, if you watched any of my organizing videos, you've seen all my papers that I've been organizing. So in that group of papers, I found some digital dividers, the dividers in there. These were old ones that I picked up at a thrift store, and they have the little tabs, and I decided, I'd really like to just put those tabs in the journal. So here, you can see the tabs here. And, oh, by the way, this lace here that was on this fold out, I put a couple of those in here. I put another one here with a fold out. I'll show you this one in a second. But I put them on the pages in a way so they are also made like a trim here on the side. When you see the side of the journal, you see those trims also from this angle. They're not just inside and you don't see them from out here. So I hope you can see that from the camera standpoint. But yeah, I did that on purpose so that those would show from the side. And then I had fun with these divider pages where I cut them. I decided, I wanted like as I go through, you can see I have the tabs at different levels. So I would go and decide where I wanted the tab, and then I would cut a piece of the, they're 8.5, like kind of like 8.5 by 11 that you'd put in a notebook or whatever. And so I would decide what size piece I wanted. So here I decided I cut this piece here. That's what this is. And that's where the tab was. And so, yeah, I put the tab there. And then, of course, you can insert something in there, too, to divide up your journal if you wanted to, or just leave it like this because I think they're pretty cool, different colored tabs. So, and I'll show you the next ones as we get to them. But, yeah, that was a fun little kind of different thing that I've never used those before, so I thought that was fun. So, more ledger paper. Here's the other fold out that I was just showing you that you can see, from the side, this pretty lace here. And actually, Maria sent me this lace, too. She sent me a package a while ago of some of her, she had 2 or 3 wide laces like this. Really, I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. So, and then I just happened to have this birthday card that kind of matched that. And I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how this happens. Like, somehow, I don't know if it's not like I planned it. Like I just, I kind of take my time and look at each page and put things together, and then I realize, oh, I actually, this actually coordinates. So, and it's like kind of subconscious, like I'm not doing it consciously, but then maybe I am, and I don't know. It's a weird thing. Maybe you've experienced that as a junk journal, or if you kind of just naturally, kind of subconsciously put things together, and then you like, oh wow, that actually coordinates. Anyway, kind of fun, right? So this is a little, I'm taking this apart, which I didn't even show you yet, but I had pulled these 2 envelopes out to possibly use in here. I didn't know how I was going to use them. And then I was just, like I said, I just go page by page, and I get out some things like I'd like to put these in this journal somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just kind of page by page and, try to think of how I can put things in here. And so I ended up putting these 2 cute, these are 2 cute, just like this. They're this size, so super cute size. And I just put these together, like this one, like I put one flap in here, and then the other flap is right here. So, I put them together like that. And then these became 2 pockets. So in here I have this journaling card, which is fabric sewn onto some like cardstock. And this is actually, maybe you recognize it. This is from a purple or a violet or lavender, whatever color, bandana. And then this is from just a digital that I actually won this from someone and on YouTube. And I printed it out and cut out some of these faux postage stamps. So I had put one there. Let's see, I think I had this over here. Yeah, I put one there on this, and I did that a while ago. I pulled several things from already made ephemera, which I need to do because, I can't just keep adding to it and nothing goes out the door and everything stays here. So this is a pretty little journaling card that I put in this side. So, of course, you can add things. There's more room in there. And so I just had this hanging. Decided just to hang it over here. I didn't want to glue it down. And then whoever gets this can move this around. And they can glue it down and do whatever they want. And I have it just clipped on here with a little binder clip. A little pretty pink one. And this is a Rit dyed. And I think there's some coffee on there too. Paper, you can see the kind of burgundy Rit dye there. And on this side of it, I have a pocket here, which I received from someone else, maybe in Happy Mail. It's like a library pocket. And this is a drawing card that I made a while ago out of an index card. Pretty colorful one. And then this is a triple tag. When I made couple Tag Tuesdays ago, these triple tags like this. See, these are 3 different little tags. And it's also a paper clip, so you can clip this on a page somewhere. So I really enjoyed making those. I need to make some more. And it has a pretty little vintage lace ribbon topper with a Tim Holtz flower here. Graph paper, some vintage, this is from a custom drapery factory order form. And you'll see a couple of these. And this was a form that had customer copy, merchant copy. So there's different color copies. Like here's a yellow one. And you'll see a pink one in just a second. This is a page from a garden journal. Super pretty with this mint color on here. a little corner pocket here with a collage and some pretty stationery for writing. You can always cut that up and put it in different, glue it down and use it for writing spots. Use whatever you want, or you can just leave it like that and write on it. Here's the other pink one that I was talking about. So I had a little fun with this right here. This is a pocket, and it's a really cool pocket. And I'll show you what it's made from. But in here, let me show you what I have in here first. Here is a page from a Reader's Digest, and I have it backed with a journal page. Like, it was a vintage journal, but it was at a thrift store, and I brought it home. And it had just pretty little pages in there. So this one, has lines on it. It has a pretty little picture here of like a garden, and it says fall, and it has a date there. So just a nice journal card. And then here's where I used another one of those divider pages. I just put a strip here so I could have the tab right there. So this pocket right here, can you see how cool it is? It has these little like finger notches there. This is from, I have some more here. And I had this in my craft room. I've been trying to use it. Actually, I picked it up at a thrift store, and I've been trying to use it for storage here, and organizing here in my craft room. And, I've been reorganizing, and I had some dies in here. This is one of those, like, folders that you have the flap. It flaps over these pockets, and it has, like, a stretchy elastic that you wrap around the whole thing, keep it all together for organizing your checks or coupons or whatever. So, I didn't like storing my dies in it because I couldn't see what was in there, and I just found it rather, I just didn't like it. So I took the dies out and put them somewhere else, and then I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with that little organizer. Do I want to just get rid of it, give it to someone? And I looked inside and I saw all these pretty pockets. So I thought, well, I can just cut those out and use those. So I ended up taking them all out. So there's probably like one for every month. And I love the color of them. And they all have, letters and a month. The back is blank like this. But I ended up putting one right here. I had to trim a little bit here and here. But then I just put it down here as a pocket. And I think it looks really cool. And it's something, like I said, I like to try to think of different things to do and just kind of gather things around and figure out something to do with it. You know what I mean? So on this page here, we're on the back half now, starting the back half. Oh, let me show you this bookmark real quick. I kind of skipped the center, didn't I? Here's the bookmark I was talking about, little bronze like shepherd's hook, and this pretty cross here. The front is kind of bronzy color of this, and the back is kind of a silver, kind of pewter silver color. So that's going to come with this journal. And then on the strings or threads here in the middle, this is a 5 pamphlet stitch, in case I didn't say that I did in this one. And I have on these strings here, I have some seed beads that coordinate with the journal. So on the back of this page, I put this envelope. And there's nothing inside, but it's just a pretty little envelope with a bronze key. And it's, decorated here. Got some twine. It unwinds with this twine, and then you can put something in there if you want, some private journaling, or just whatever you want to use that for. It's just a fun little envelope. So then we turn the page, and we have another little glassine bag here where I have, this is an old 1968, 1969, it says right here, library card, and I want to leave it so you can see some of the names. And then I also decorated it with some Tim Holtz and a little piece of ephemera up here. So it has got lines on the back, and it's very very vintage and very kind of looking like it's been around for a good while. In the glassine bag, I have this little collage tag, and this is backed with file folder, so you can write on the back of that, nice and sturdy. And then here I have on the front of the glassine bag just some avocado dyed paper with a little bit of a collage here with some washi tape and some acetate little brand or plant there. And then here's coffee dyed paper where I put another tab with from the divider pages. See, this one I just cut a strip, and so I could have the tab right there. I didn't want it to cover the whole page because this is pretty coffee dyed paper. So I just put a strip there, and that way I got to use that tab. Garden page. And here's another one where I used a piece of a divider page. With this one I made a pocket. So here's a little tab here, and on the front of on the front of this pocket, I put this little card, which I got a little package of these at the thrift store. This is like handmade paper. The card is made out of what feels like handmade paper. These feel like dried flowers, and in fact, they could come apart because I think they are real pressed flowers. So if a little petal or something comes off, that's just, part of how these are going to be, just in case you get it and a petal comes off. I just want to let you know it actually is, I believe, a real handmade flower. And this little envelope came with these, and this little piece of paper was inside the card. And so I would just put the little piece of paper in the envelope, so you could actually write on that if you want. So that is in this pocket. And then this is also in that pocket, a page from a Reader's Digest, backed with some craft colored cardstock that can be a writing space. And so as we turn the page, this is some graph paper where I made, this is my handmade Rolodex cards here. I made this particular one out of scrapbook paper, and in here is a tag made out of packaging with some bias tape there at the top, or bias tape. And then here I use, this is another page from a Reader's Digest where I backed it with end page from a Reader's Digest. So you see the purple here, that's the end page, and this was another page in the Reader's Digest. You see here is this part that, like, the book plate they put in the front of the Reader's Digest. I didn't want to glue that down because I wanted you to be able to see that. I think that I love these pages, so so yeah, the back was plain, so I put that picture on there, and I put this on here and just hinged it onto this music paper. So you get to see this, and the music paper, and use that. You can put writing space here or do whatever you want to do. On this graph paper page here, I used a check from 1967 where I used put a little collage here to decorate, a little bird, and there's actually a little label right here that you can write on. And then here's a tuck spot here with a little bird ephemera journaling space. You can write on the back of that. It's file folder, so that just fits in there. And then the check actually flips over here and flips up, so you can write under there. You could, I didn't want to cover this up in case you would like to see it, but if you want to write on the back of here and you don't care about these stamps, which I think are really cool, it says 1967 on the back of with these stamps, May 19 and May 24, 1967. But anyway, if you actually needed to write on the back of here, you could put something over that and have some private journaling space there. Here's the other half of that card. And then on this flip out, I added a book page with, this is one of the end pages from a Reader's Digest, also a yellow, pretty kind of patterned one. You can see the pattern here on the back too. So, and then ledger here. These two pages are both ledger. This is a Tim Holtz piece, and this is like a little score sheet. There's a writing space in the back. You could always glue this down somewhere, hinge it in, make a tip in, whatever you want to do, but that's a vintage score sheet. And these are just some note paper that I picked up a while ago, like years ago, that I reminded myself as I was looking through my stationery that I have. And I really do love paper with lines, so I said, let me put some of this in here. Lined. There's lined and unlined, so you can have fun with that. Scrap of paper, a little pocket here. This is actually made out of the corner of a vintage handkerchief, and a button, a little piece from a vintage children's book on music. This is music paper in the background there, and a pretty postcard. That's the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina. A bird page from my vintage bird book. And here's this is actually a tuck spot. This one doesn't fold out, you can see here. And I added some of this pretty floral trim here. They're like little appliques that I'm sure you've seen them, but these are pink and blue with green leaves. And I added some stationery, 2 pieces here. And so, yeah, 2 pieces. I'm going to finish up real quick here so that my phone doesn't cut me off. But this is a big pocket in the back where I have another one of those journaling cards that I already described from the children's book. That one has kangaroos. And in this pocket here, a pink guest check. Here's that pocket, pretty trim pocket. 2 journaling cards. And then I have a goodie envelope here that I made out of the wallpaper that I already showed you. I want to make some more of these because that was, they're quick and easy, and it makes a nice, protected, this is thick, wallpaper, and it protects whatever's in it. So that is, and it's, not bulky or anything. I did put an extra cutoff from the wallpaper in there, and this is a cutoff from a notebook, insert, flashcards, playing cards. Here, some scraps from this journal. There's a butterfly here, and all kinds of scrap paper, lace, little pieces of fabric. And this is a blank flashcard that came with those flashcards I just showed you. Paper guest checks, some other paper pieces that you can use, note paper, some paper from an atlas here. This is a bigger piece of the, not big, but bigger than the ones I just showed you. Piece of the fabric that I used on the cover. Bridge score sheet, coffee dyed paper, vintage, very vintage notebook, notebook paper, and a page from my bird book, very beautiful. So those will be all in this wallpaper envelope. And when you see this, this will be my shop. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.